Hey everybody, welcome back to Supercard. It is like 7:30 in the morning right now. See, I'm rank 25. So, what was that? Like 13 hours left or something on this PCC, and I just got home from work, so I'm doing this now. Um, it has been a crazy weekend for me. I'll go over that while I'm playing and all that. So you can see I started King of the Ring. I'm currently 11-2. Uh, the humans I lost to, I do think I can beat. I like always, I got unlucky with proc and stuff like that. I'm only gonna be playing plus threes right now because I'm like exhausted and I don't really want to put too much thinking into picking my cards if I'm honest. So it's been a crazy weekend for me. Starting on I'd say Thursday is when the craziness started. Was it Thursday or was it Wednesday? It might have been Wednesday, actually. I know Wednesday night. Yeah, it was Wednesday. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I've got it all right now. So starting from Wednesday, it's been kind of crazy for me. So I went out Wednesday night with a friend. Actually, I think I went over that. I drove half an hour to his place. Place we drove to for food was closed, so we drove 45 minutes, whatever. So whatever, woke up, um, got like 2 hours sleep because I drive my mom into work and stuff like that. Now I can't remember if I talked about it in the last video or if I was thinking about talking about it and I just never did. Either way, you're gonna hear it. So then on the Thursday, yeah, it was Thursday. So I'm at work. I'm there till midnight. Around 9:30. I'm walking around. I gotta go drop something off. I'm walking across the third floor of the hospital, and I run into another transporter, same job as me. And he goes, "Dude, you're not gonna believe me, but there's a dog running around in the DI department, like diagnostic imaging, where CTs, X-rays, echoes, MRIs, EEGs, stuff like that." He says he told me there's a dog running around on there. I said, "No, there's not a dog in the hospital. Don't be ridiculous." So I decided to go check. I was right by the elevator that would take me there. So get on the elevator, get off at where all that stuff is. Get out of the elevator, and there's a security guard there with his big ass stick. And he says, "Dude, like, I think there's a pit bull around the corner." And the province I live in, Ontario, pit bulls are kind of illegal. Like, they're you can legally have them, but they've got to follow like very strict guidelines on what makes it legal. Like stuff like it's got to be muzzled at all times, or it's very specific things for you to be able to have this breed in Ontario. So he says, "Yeah, there's a pit bull around the corner." I said, "There's no pit bull around the corner." So I turn the corner of the hallway. There's a pit bull just standing in the middle of the hallway, and it looked friendly, like it wasn't growling or anything, but that's a goddamn pit bull. You still don't want to go near it. If this person's played less than 600 games, let's see how improperly pro'd these cards are. So, and the pitbull starts walking towards us, so we get the hell out of there because we don't know what it's gonna do. Like, we don't know anything about them. Yeah, these cards are like not pro'd properly. I shouldn't have won that. So yeah, we're trying to trap this dog in a certain area, like just wherever we can, really. So it runs into one of the waiting rooms. So the guard closes one of the doors. I go around the other side to try and close that one. The dog got out of there, ran into our stress lab, and we were able to lock it in there. And we're trying to figure out, like, what do we do? Like, the dog wasn't growling at us or anything. It was just sat there looking at us, kind of like, why'd you lock me up? So we got these soft restraints. Like, it's I don't know, it's not much stronger than tape, really. Made that into like a leash, and then we were able to kind of, the dog just wanted to go around, but it's a pit bull, it's strong. So, we call animal control. It's like 9:45 at this point at night, and we said, hey, like, we're at the hospital, we've got a pit bull here, we don't know whose it is. Like it had a collar but no name tag or anything. It's too late at night that we can't page overhead through communications to say, hey, we found someone's dog. So we call animal control. We say, can you guys come pick this up? And they say, well, we can't really be there until 8 o'clock in the morning. So, what do we do until then? They said, oh, just put it in a room. You can't really just put a dog in a room for, 10 hours in a hospital. So, someone I'm friends with at work, one of the housekeepers, she calls a 24-hour vet to say, like, hey, like, we've got this dog here, what do we do? And so they ask, what kind of breed is this? And we said, I'm not gonna lie, we think it's a pit bull. And they said, okay, well, we gotta call the SPCA and stuff like that. So we said, okay, well, what's the SPCA gonna do? They're like, well, not gonna lie to you, they're gonna check to make sure it follows the guidelines, but it doesn't sound like that this dog does follow the guidelines. I said, well, what happens if it doesn't follow the guidelines? I said, well, we're gonna put it down. And I have, a few years ago, we had to put down my dog, and it's such a depressing thing. Just even the thought of having a dog put down is it's just depressing. So we said, well, we're not going to give you the dog if you're just going to kill it. And they were like, oh, well, follow these guidelines. And they said, oh, sorry, we should have asked this at the beginning of the conversation. Can we get your contact information? He's like, no, we're not going to give you our contact information because you're going to come here and kill the dog. So, we hung up on them. I was, I got out of work around 11:30ish, and so I texted my friend and said, hey, because she had put the dog in her car, because she was done at midnight as well. So I texted her saying, hey, if you need any help with the dog, just let me know, I'm on my way out. I live like 5 minutes away from the hospital. So I get home, and I get a phone call from that girl and one of my other friends that works at the hospital as well. And they said, hey, like, do you have a spare leash? Because, I've got 2 dogs, so I've got leashes. And so I go upstairs, and I'm like, yeah, I've got a leash that you can borrow. So I drove back to the hospital with this leash, put the pit bull on a leash, and we wanted to see if she would take us home. Maybe walk around, see if the dog recognizes its home, and, bingo, we found where the dog lives. We wish it worked out like that, but the dog just took us on a walk instead. And, it's a very strong dog. I didn't know the dog was going to be that strong. It was pulling me around. But, so we're walking around the town or whatever. Any house that has all of their lights on, we would knock on the door. Maybe, they've got all the lights on, because it's at this point, it was coming up to 1 o'clock in the morning. We figure, if these people have all their lights on, maybe they're out looking for their dog. And, people didn't really want to answer the door to us. They'd open up the door. We'd say, hi, we work at the hospital. We found this pit bull. Is it yours? Nobody's going to believe us. They're going to think something's up, even though we were all still in our hospital uniforms. So, couldn't find out anything. Nobody had ever seen this dog before. And so, we were trying to figure out a name for this dog. Like, what should we call her? Because we knew it was a girl. First thing was we wanted to call her Popcorn because, we just kept feeding her popcorn. She loved it. She was doing tricks for the popcorn. Then we were thinking, like, stupid things, well, we found her, by CT. Let's call her CT or X-ray or echo or MRI, just, diagnostic stuff. We had settled on DD, which is, close to DI. I just kept thinking Diamond Dog from Metal Gear Solid. but I didn't tell anyone that. So, we were trying to figure out what we're gonna do with this, and one of the girls was, screw it, we need to find out this dog's name. So she Googles top dog names. I said, there's no way that's gonna work. That's ridiculous. Like, it's whatever. So, she just starts, like lightning round, just firing through names for a dog. And she says, Coco. The dog starts, like, looking around or whatever. And so we all started saying Coco, and, like, this dog was going nuts, for that. So we figure, okay, her name's Coco. The night didn't really work out for us, so one of the girls took the dog home in case, because we'd posted all over, like, buy and sell groups on Facebook and Kijiji, of this dog saying, hey, we found this dog, call this hospital if it's your dog, and, we'll see what we can do. So the owners called in the morning. The dog actually took us in the opposite direction of home. We were, like, right by the person's house where we started when we first started walking the dog. So the dog just wanted to go for a walk. The owners got in contact with the girl, and she'd asked, like, out of curiosity, what is the dog's name? And, like, we hadn't said anything like, the name that we had come up with, and the owners go, oh, it's Coco. So we're like, holy crap, like, it worked. It was one of the most ridiculous things. They were happy to get their dog back. I came into the hospital to, because, bonded with that dog over 2 hours. I love dogs. They're, like, the greatest thing ever made. So, dog got home to its owners, and that's the story of how I found a pitbull in the hospital. But anyways, we're up to 12 minutes right now, and I'm exhausted. I'm gonna go to sleep. Thank you all for watching. Please take care.